In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these super cute mini bees. With a total of only 9 rounds, these little bees work up super quick and easy. You can find the free pattern to these cuties listed out on my website, jonnamartinez.com. For more information, you can also check out the drop-down description box below this video. Thanks for watching! Now let's get started. For materials, I'm using a Bernat blanket yarn, but you can use any plush yarn you prefer. I'm using white, yellow, and black. You'll also need a small amount of polyfill, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch marker. If you're going to use plastic eyes, I use the 10mm eyes. You want to use the crochet hook that you are most comfortable using with the yarn you choose. For me, I like to make these little bees using an I 5.5mm crochet hook or a J 6mm crochet hook. And I'm also using a keychain clip and chain. Again, for more material information and to view the free pattern, check out my website, jonnamartinez.com. To begin, this is how I make my magic ring. As you can see, it has 2 loops, and then I hold it together while I make a chain 1, from here, single crochet 8 into the magic ring. I'm going to place a stitch marker into the very first stitch I make. Once I have 8 single crochet into the magic ring, I'm going to close the magic ring. You want to place your fingers at the back of the work and gently pull on the tail. It may take a few tries, and you can wiggle around the stitches if necessary. Give it another little pull to make sure it is closed. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker to the last stitch I made. Round 2. For this round, we're going to increase into each stitch. This means to place 2 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. I'm going to be working over that magic ring tail for several stitches. It's hard to see with the yellow, but your increases should look like a V, with the 2 stitches into the same stitch. Continue all the way around your work. If I am crocheting too fast for you, make sure to use the pause button and then play the video when you need to. If I'm crocheting too slow for you, I will have the timestamps to this video listed in the drop-down description box below, and you can find the drop-down description box under the word More next to the title of the video. Once you get to the stitch with the stitch marker, remove the stitch marker and place your increase into that stitch. Then replace the stitch marker into the last stitch of your work. At the end of this round, you will have 16 stitches. Round 3. For this round, we are going to single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Again, we should have 16 stitches. Once you come to the end of round 3, remove your stitch marker and place your stitch. Then be sure to put your stitch marker back into the last stitch. Again, we should have 16 stitches, and at this point our work should start to look like a little bowl. For round 4, we're going to switch to black yarn for the bee's stripe. To change colors, I'm just going to go back into that last stitch we made. Going from the top, I'm just going to insert my hook into those 2 loops and then pull back the yellow yarn. Now I have the 2 loops from the last stitch on my hook. From here, I'm going to grab my new black yarn, just a loop of it, and pull it through those last 2 loops. Give the yellow yarn a little pull to pull that stitch down. Now we are ready for round 4. We're going to place a stitch into each stitch all the way around. I'm going to be working over the black yarn tail. You should have a total of 16 stitches. Here I am at my last stitch, so I'm going to remove the stitch marker. We're going to switch colors again, so I'm going to start my last stitch and then switch over to the yellow yarn. Be sure to pull that black yarn again to secure that color change. Then replace that stitch marker into your last stitch. Round 5. We're going to be adding the little bauble wings in this round, so you want to get your white yarn ready. Begin this round with 6 yellow stitches. Make the 6th stitch an incomplete stitch because we're going to switch over to the white yarn. Here my last stitch is incomplete and I'm going to add my white yarn. Make sure to give that yellow yarn a pull to secure the white. I'm going to also be working over the tail a little bit here. For this bobble stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, and pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. We're then going to repeat this into the same stitch 4 times. Here I have 2 so far. Then make the last 2 into that same space. The last step, you will have 5 loops on your hook. Now grabbing your yellow yarn again, you're going to pull it through all 5 loops on your hook. And then chain 1 to secure the bobble stitch. As I'm working this stitch, I like to press up behind the stitch, and this causes the bobble to pop forward. But if you don't do it as you're working the stitch, you can also do it after you have completed it. Now make 2 yellow single crochet and make the second one an incomplete stitch because we're going to switch back over to the white yarn for our second wing. Once you have switched back over to the white, be sure to pull on the yellow and secure that color change again. Now just make the second bobble just like we did the first. You can see here as I am switching back over to the yellow, I'm going to press up on the back of the stitch so it pops forward. Then I'm going to single crochet over the white for a few stitches. You should have 6 remaining stitches. Be sure to move that stitch marker up as you go. And here those cute little wings are all set. I'm now going to cut the white yarn and tuck the tail into the body of the bee. Now I'm going to grab those 10mm eyes that I have on hand. Eye placement is totally up to the individual, but I like to go from the base of the wing and then go into the space between round 1 and round 2. I would also highly recommend using glue for your safety eyes, or another method is to actually use a small piece of felt between the plastic backing and the inside of the eye. Once the eyes are secure, we can move on to round 6. Single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Once you get to the wing, you want to skip this white section right in the beginning, and you're going to go into that yellow loop. That's pretty hard to see here, but you can go from the top. It's that slip stitch that holds the wing closed. Then you'll have 2 single crochet in between the wings. Then again, skip the white section and single crochet into the yellow slip stitch. Another option would be to single crochet into the white and then skip the yellow slip stitch, but that is totally up to you. Then you should have 6 remaining stitches. For the last stitch of round 6, we're going to be switching back over to the black yarn. So the last stitch will be an incomplete stitch, so we can switch back over to the black yarn. Here, give that yellow yarn a little cinch down and replace your stitch marker. Now single crochet into each of your 16 stitches all the way around. Once you come to the very end, make the last stitch an incomplete stitch and switch back over to yellow yarn. Now you can snip that black yarn. I like to leave a good tail. Begin round 8, single crocheting over that tail for a few stitches if you like, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way around for 16 stitches. Now we are ready for round 9 and our very last round. For this round we are going to be decreasing, which means to work into 2 stitches and make it into 1. Insert your hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop. Insert your hook into the second stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops to complete the stitch. We're going to be decreasing all the way around, so every 2 stitches should become 1 stitch. At the end of this round, you will have 8 single crochet. Once I have the 8 single crochet, I like to slip stitch into the very next stitch and then cut a long tail so that I can sew the back of the bee together. Pull that loop on your hook straight through to secure the yarn. Stuff the bee with some polyfill. You want the bee to be firm but not overstuffed because the stuffing will show up through your stitches. Once the bee is all stuffed, to close up the bee using the yarn needle, I'm going to be grabbing the front loops of the last round all the way around. So every 2 front loops, I'm going to pull through and repeat that all the way around. Then pull the tail to close up the bee. Weave in the remaining tail. I like to go in at least 3 different directions to be sure the tail is very secure. If you got this far in the tutorial, I would love if you would leave a comment in the comment section below, or even leave a little bee emoji. This helps this tutorial reach other crocheters who might also enjoy this project. Once that's done, you can snip the excess tail and be sure it's tucked in. Now your super cute little mini bee is all finished. To attach this style keychain, I'm just using my hook to grab the chain and pulling through several stitches and then attaching the plastic clip. I hope you enjoy making these super cute mini bees. Again, the free pattern is listed on my website, jonnamartinez.com. If you enjoy content like this from my channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't to be notified every time I upload a new tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely crochet day and to see you again in my next tutorial.